Hello, my name is Randy Dobson. I'm an instructor here in the Houston, Texas area. In this video, we'll be covering the Autocad 3D planes or working planes. I will tell you that this is probably one of the more difficult things to understand or to comprehend. It's not difficult to use once you understand it, but it can be a little bit of a challenge coming from 2D to 3D. As if you've already watched some of the videos, you have this isometric view where if we go to the top view, this is what you're used to looking at. It's just this top view, X and Y. Uh, so, you know, getting used to the planes is a little challenging, but definitely not impossible. Uh, when you work with planes, which are right up here, you've got six that are set for you. Top and bottom are pretty much the so when it comes to drawing lines and circles and arcs, tops and bottoms are pretty much the same, left and right, front and back. And in my courses, I'm not going over 3D text only because other softwares make it easier. But that would be the only time that you would be concerned on which one you would want to use. And I'm going to show you something on that here shortly. But here you have the world plane or the top plane, and as you watch, I'll go to top and you'll see the grid doesn't change. The UCS does. I'll go to bottom and see a line drawn here would be correct either way. Then I'm going to go to left, and now you see the grid is going this way. And then I won't do right because it's the same. And then front will be going this way. So those are the main ones you're going to be working with. Now you only work on one plane at a time, and that's what I think confuses people, is that they're trying to look at all three planes at the same time, and you don't really need to do that. I'm going to go back to world. Uh, if I wanted to, draw a box, and I'm just going to do a P line here, turn my ortho on, we'll go 20 by 20 by 20 and then close it. That is on this plane, this flat plane. Imagine this is the floor. Now I'm going to go to the left, and let's imagine that that's the wall to your left, and I'm going to do another P line, and I'm going to start it right here at this end point here, and I'm going to go up 20, go over 20, and then come down 20. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the front plane, which is now, this was the left wall. Now think of this as being the right wall. I'm going to do the same thing again, polyline. I'm going to start from this end point, go up 20, go over 20, hit enter. Now I'm going to go back to world, and as you can see, and I'm going to kind of orbit around this, as you'll see how it drew those three sides. Okay, this is the bottom. Let me just draw some lines, kind of give you some depth perception on this. Here's the bottom, here's a side, and here's a side. I drew this one, this side, right here, by using this plane that was over here, and then same thing over here. And again, a plane is what you've been working on in AutoCAD 2D. You just have to understand that now you've got to have them interact. Instead of just working on one plane, you're going to have the different planes interact. Just like if I wanted to draw an arc that went from this corner up and it was going to the top of this box. Okay, I'm just going to do an arc real quick, and this is kind of a magical trick. So you're looking at this arc, and this arc looks like it is going from the bottom of the box to the top of the box. Well, no, it's not. As you can see, it's laying on the ground because that is my surface that I'm working on right here. I would have to change to this plane or this surface, and I believe that was the last one, the front. See, now if I do arc, Now, if I go back to world and I orbit around, if I can get it to come out here, there we go. See, now you can see that I was able to draw it on that plane. Okay. I had to change to that plane to get that done. And you have these planes to work on that are set for you. You can also set them yourself. Say that you wanted to draw some things on this, making this your plane, then you would just click on your icon here once, then click on the little intersection point, drag it to where you want it, and now as you can see, my plane is on this. So if I draw a circle, oops, excuse me, draw a circle. If I go back to world, you can see that that circle is up against that plane. My orbit doesn't seem to want to work for me. Let me get rid of that. Get back to my, there we go. And as you can see how that circle, I drew it because that was my plane. Okay. If I, again, I want to undo all this. If I go to top view, there is my plane where I drew my circle. Just like you do normally in any 2D drawing, you would just draw a circle. This is your 2D. Let me get rid of the grid. See? So, whenever you're, let me go back to world. So when you're working with a plane, you can set it. I could have given it a name if I wanted to. I could have clicked on this, then clicked on that, brought that to here, and I could have said, typed in UCS and said name, enter an option, and give it a name. For some reason, let me try that again. Save. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, it was save. I could say big slope. Okay. Now if I wanted to come over here and click on this, click on it and make this over here, this is now my plane, this one. I could just go to UCS, save, and say little slope. Okay. Now when I go back to world, if I wanted to work on this big slope again, well, there it is right there. I've created that myself. There's a big slope. Or I could go to little slope, which is over here. One thing, and I'm going to type UCS again, if you notice, nowhere on here does it say save. That's one of those little hidden gems that AutoCAD took away, but you can still activate it by just typing in save. But here, if I draw, polylines, or say a circle, this is my flat surface. If I go back to world and look at this from the side, you'll see that there's my plane that I was working on. Imagine this being a drafting table and you have your drawing on your drafting table and it's sloped. Well, that's how you would draw on it. Okay. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about on this? Yeah, the one big thing which you'll be happy to know that other softwares work with the planes much easier. Okay, and so I tried to teach it really so you understand it in AutoCAD. If you can get it in AutoCAD, then you can get it anywhere because it is a little bit more difficult. I wanted to show you this box right here, and I'm going to put it on wireframe. And as you can see, I've written the word Texas and I've put it on all six planes, which are these six right here: top, bottom, left, right, front, and back. And as you can see, that's why the different planes for the text means something, because here if I draw a line on this plane right here, it doesn't matter if you were looking at the line from there or from this way. It doesn't matter. It's still a line, but text is really the only thing that's going to matter with that. Uh, Play with the work with the planes. Remember, it's just a little roadblock for you in understanding 3D. But once you get past it, it will become much easier. And just ask questions. That's all that I can want you to do. And that concludes this video. Thank you.